After a very tough swim workout, the very next day I lost use of my left shoulder. I thought I'd torn my rotator cuff. My orthopedic surgeon saw on the scans that there was the possibility of leukemia or lymphoma in my bones. So he sent me to an orthopedic specialist there at MD Anderson to diagnose me further. My first thought was, being at the doctor by myself, I've got to call my wife and tell her what's going on. I stayed strong in the doctor's office, but as soon as I got her on the phone, I broke down because I thought my life was completely over. Whenever I first went to MD Anderson, my first impressions of it were like I was walking into a huge hotel. We pulled up, the valet parked us, we walked through the big sliding glass doors and walked into an information desk. It was like checking in. The team of people I saw at MD Anderson were great, from the nurse to the physician's assistant. Every one of them took a personal interest in my case, and they treated me as a person and as a human being who had feelings, and they took care of me, and they made sure that my wife was very comfortable with everything that was going on, and that she knew how I was going to be responding to the medicines and how I was going to be physically as well as mentally and emotionally. They treated her like she was as much the patient as I was the patient, because we were a family unit and they treated us as a family. Whenever I was going through treatment at MD Anderson, we often would visit the wellness center because they offered programs that would talk about nutrition and exercise and things you could do while you were going through treatment, and we found it very beneficial. What made it most special about it, going to MD Anderson for my treatment, was knowing that I was being treated by a doctor who had specialized in the type of cancer I have, specifically non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, whereas if I'd gone locally, I would have been treated by a doctor who may not have a specialization. When we were going through cancer treatment at the very beginning, we started looking for ways to talk to our kids about my cancer and about what we were going to go through, and there's really no published materials about how a child can deal with a parent's cancer. My wife took the time to interview my kids about their feelings and about what they were going through while I was doing treatment. That book has now been published. Life after remission is really good. Life after remission is going out and enjoying time with the family and taking advantage of being healthy and strong again. 4 months after I'd finished chemotherapy, I did my first ever triathlon, something I'd always wanted to do. I've done 1 half marathon and I've competed in the Ironman Arizona. Coaching swimming fits into my lifestyle now after cancer, in trying to help kids and families stay fit and remain fit throughout life, because fitness was a big key to my recovery. I would definitely recommend MD Anderson to anyone who's been diagnosed with cancer. It amazes me that I know people that live in the Houston area and choose not to go to MD Anderson whenever you've got the best cancer hospital in the world with the best doctors in the world right at your fingertips. MD Anderson made my cancer history.